Okay, opening work in progress. So we have second method, okay, that allocating the opening stocks to the current accounting period, which is first in, first out method. First in, first out method. What is first in, first out method for treatments of OWIP? So under first in, first out method, we assume that the opening work in progress is the first group of units to be processed and completed during the current period before work is started on the current period's input, because this opening in progress is come from CWIP from last period. So in order to continue, we have to the process we should continue in the current period. So that's why we have to process first the opening work in progress. So this method treats OWIP as if it was separate batch. In other words, opening work in progress maintains its identity because partly produced in the last period using cost last period and partly cost in this current period. So what is the effect on first in first out method? Okay, the effect, the CWIP is valued at the current period cost, CWIP current period cost. So the completed units are valued at the previous period cost, that means the balance forward in the opening work in progress and a part of the current period. Okay, let's say in the current period we have finished goods. Okay, so this finished good, let's say we completed during the current period, let's say 1,000 units. Okay, from 1,000 units actually, okay, partly continue from the last accounting period. That means from CWIP last period, so this is the last period CWIP that we transfer to OWIP this current period. Let's say is about 100 units. Okay, last period, okay, this CWIP completion 80%. So in this period, okay, we should continue another 20% to make it is finished 100% completed. Okay, from 1,000 also, okay, we have the units that we start this period, we finish this period, started and finished this period, another 900 units, or we can call it CPDP, completed product during the period. Okay, so from 1,100 we start last period, finish this period. Okay, another 900 starting this period, finish this period. So this is should be 100% cost for the current period. So this is using the cost for the current period. Okay, so this is the meanings of the concept of first in, first out. For OWIP, calculate the degree to be completed with the equivalent units in the calculation CPU for the total cost. So that's why we have to segregate the percentage. How many percent used last period, how many percent this period, because we want to get the CPU, the total cost that only used for the current period. Okay, so how to prepare the process account to get the value of finished goods, CWIP and losses. Okay, we refer to the same question, example 8. So we last time we used average method, now we use first in, first out method. So these are the informations are same. Just how we prepare using different method, first in, first out. Okay, let's see the answers. Okay. We are in a process to account. So, what is the account to be debited? Refer to the question. Okay, is OWIP 250 kg valued at 5750. Okay, so this is same as with the average 250 kg 5750. And then we have unit received from process 1 850 21,000. Process 1 850 21,000. Okay, transferred to process 3 875 kg. Okay, transferred to process 3 875 kg, but we do not know the value yet. Okay, then we have CWIP 225 kg. CWIP 225 kg, we do not know the value yet. Okay, then we have labor and overhead costs for the period 16 to 50. Okay, 16 to 50 labor and overhead. So these are the things that we calculated before in weighted average method. It's the same thing. So the quantity we total up 1100. So this is also 1100. No information about the losses, so no normal loss and abnormal loss. So how to get these two values? Okay, how to get these two values? We use first in first out method. Okay, under the first statements, okay, the first statements that we have to prepare is the statements of equivalent production. We have process 3. Process 3 is a finished good. The output for process 2, the total is 875. So 875. We have to remember, okay, from the previous explanation, for finished good, partly we receive from the last period. That means we receive from the last period, CWIP, last period to be opening work in progress in this period. So how many units is OWIP? 250 kg. Okay, from 875. Okay, we continue from the last period 250 kg. So the balance 875 minus 250 we get 625. So this is the quantity that we start this period, finish this period. Okay, S and F, that means started and finished during the period, or CPDP, completed product during the period. So some of the books using S and F, some of the books using CPDP. Okay, then what we have another one is CWIP. So as CWIP as usual, the quantity is 225. Okay, so now how we should record the quantity? Okay, what are the columns that we have? As usual, OWIP is a balance brought down, so this is not a column for the statement. The column that we have is a process 1, is the previous process, and label and overhead. Okay, so we have two columns here. Okay, now we refer to OWIP. OWIP, that means, okay, this in a process 2. So in a process 2 means process 1 should be completed. So when process 1 should be completed, so we do not continue for this accounting period. So that's why it is 0. So OWIP cannot continue in P2, okay, from P1, because it completed in P1, then transferred to P2. Completed in P1, 100% complete, so no more percentage to continue. Okay, but how about labor and overhead? How many percent OWIP using? Okay, refer to the question. Okay, OWIP 40% complete. 40% complete from the last year. Okay, last year completed 40%. So in the current year, you should continue. The balance is 60%. So 60% times 250, you get 150. Okay, how about started and finish? Started and finish. Started this period, finish also this period. Okay, so started should be 100%. Started and finish should be 100%. Okay, so that's why, okay, 100% for previous process, 100% for labor and overhead. 625, 625. Okay, CWIP previous process also should be 100%. Okay, how about the labor and overhead? Labor and overhead CWIP is 50% complete. So CWIP is the product that do not complete in the current period. So we should take this percentage of completion. So if the percentage completion is 40%, we should take 40%. If 60%, we should take 60%, not the balance. Only OWIP, we take the balance. Okay, so that's why 50% for the current period times 225, you get 112.5. So the total quantity for the equivalent production, previous process, total up, you get 850. And labor overhead 887.5. So this is equivalent production for column previous process and labor and overhead. So as usual, okay, number 2, we have to prepare statements of cost. So we have two column, previous process and also labor overhead. Okay, now we in the first in first out method, we want to get the CPU is the current CPU, not the average. Current CPU, that means using the current cost only. So that's why we just take, okay, previous process 21,000, current cost, labor and overhead 16,250, 0. So this cost is OWIP, actually it's come from CWIP last period. So this cost actually come from CPU in last period. So it's calculated in the CPU last period, not calculated in this period. This period we just take the current cost. So current cost will be process 121, labor and overhead, process for labor and overhead here. Okay, divide by equivalent production, 850, 887.5, so you get the CPU here. So total CPU is around 43.02. Okay, number 3, prepare statements of evaluation. Okay, statements of evaluation, okay, same column. Okay, we refer to equivalent production. We have finished good, P3 875. Okay, we have OWIP, we have started and finished, we have CWIP. You just follow the row that we have in equivalent production. Okay, now how to get the value? Take the quantity in statement number 1, 0 times 24.71 will be 0. Okay, 150 labor and overhead for OWIP times 18.31 for labor overhead, you get this one. Okay, for started and finished, 625 times with 24.71, you get 15441.18. Labor and overhead for started and finished, 625 times CPU labor overhead is 18.31, you get 11443.66. CWIP 225 times 24.71, you get 5558.82. Okay, for CWIP 112.5 times 18.31, you get this one. Then you total up. So you get the total for OWIP. So this is the cost of the product that you continue in this current period. The cost that you use to produce 250 units that you have to continue in this current period is 2746.48. So this is the total cost for the total unit of finished good that you started and finished during the period. So this is the total cost for CWIP that you use the cost in the current period. Okay, now as usual, CWIP you can straight away put in the process accounts. Okay, straight away in the process account. Okay, 7619, you round up to 0 decimal places. Okay, how about finished goods? Okay, finished goods we have to adjust. Okay, now under finished goods we have OWIP, we have started and finished. Okay, OWIP, we have two types of OWIP. OWIP balance brought down from the last period, from the process accounts is 5750. So this is the cost of OWIP that you use in the last period. Okay, 5750 brought down from the last period, and OWIP that you continue producing in the current period, this is the amount 2746.48. So you get the total OWIP, the last period cost that you use and the current period cost that you use, plus started and finished. So this is started and finished. Okay, is 26884.84. So you get here finished goods. So this finished goods will transfer to process account. 35381. You round off the figure 35381. Okay, what happens if you have losses, normal loss? As usual, if you have normal loss here, okay, normal loss, abnormal loss. Okay, so you should have normal loss here, abnormal loss here. Okay, so the normal loss here, abnormal loss. So as usual, abnormal loss you can transfer amount to the process account, but normal losses you have to adjust in the finished goods. As usual, we refer to example 7. So you plus normal loss cost minus normal loss scrap value. So then you get the finished goods transfer to the process account. Okay, so this is first in first out method.